Hello and welcome to this live streaming on social platforms of Tribune. We will be discussing the first day of the fourth test match today. And joining me today is Rohit Mahajan. What did you think of the match and what did you think of the pitch?
Yeah, over the last few weeks, everybody has been talking about the pitch. Um, and this pitch was expected to turn more, and it didn't turn more on day one. In fact, a couple of days ago, both Rahane and an English batsman, they were discussing that the pitch will turn, and that's the reason when they won the toss, they elected to bat first, which generally happens in India. But it did not really turn that much today, and England lost wickets, 8 wickets to the spinners and 2 to the pace bowlers. But I think they made a few errors while batting. I think over the last few weeks they have been spooked a bit by playing on all these wickets, and sometimes the ball is turning and sometimes it's not turning. Sometimes even after the bowler has given the ball a rip with his fingers, it doesn't turn. It goes straight on, which happened a lot in the previous test, where the ping ball was used. So overall, I think the pitch was, again, a challenging pitch to bat on, but runs can be scored on these pitches as well. And this is Test cricket. Test cricket is tough. So the pitch should not really be the question today. I think the performance of our bowlers, Akshar Patel especially, and the two beautiful balls that Siraj bowled to dismiss Joe Root and Johnny Bairstow, I think that should be the focus of the day today.
Yes, so we will definitely get to it. But what I would like to ask you now is, do you think India was at an advantage today that England chose to bat first and we got to bowl first?
On these pitches where the ball is going to turn a lot as the match progresses, all teams would prefer to bat first. So India would have batted first for sure if they had won the toss on this wicket. And England, again, for the third time in this series, they got the rub off the green in their favor. They won the toss, and they crossed 200 only for the second time in this series. The first time was in the first test when they won the match. So they would not really be happy with the score they put up, and they should have got more, I think, with the after winning toss and enjoying the best of batting conditions on the first day. So I think they wouldn't be happy with the score they put up after winning the toss. Kohli would have definitely batted first as well.
As you mentioned that today's match was not about pitch, but should be discussed about the performances of the players, right? I would like to ask you, what did you think of the performance of Akshar and Ashwin, who, took the major wickets?
Yeah, Akshar has been so impressive in this series. This is only his third test match, and he's already taken 22 wickets in 2.5 innings that he's bowled in. And of course, the wickets have been helpful, but he's a skillful bowler. We must remember that he's bowled a lot in first-class cricket, domestic cricket in India, in the IPL as well. And he's a skillful bowler. And he seems to have found a very important trick in this series, that when he comes around the wicket and bowls into the right-hander, and sometimes the ball, either due to the pitch or due to the undercut that he imparts on the ball, and not the usual turn, but undercut under the ball, so the ball goes straight. Again, he got wickets today as well with that straight ball. So a very impressive performance by Akshar Patel. He's been around. He was part of India's 2015 World Cup squad. And so he's been around, and even though he's made his debut only now, but he's been around. He's an experienced bowler, and when the conditions are helpful, last test match we saw Joe Root take 5 wickets, and he's not really a premier bowler. I mean, he really bowls. So when the conditions are helpful, the spinners are going to be very potent, which again we saw today with Ashwin as well, and of course
Hmm.
um, uh, Washington Sundar got Stokes with a very good ball,
Hmm.
again a straight ball.
Also, given that Washington Sundar is such a fairly young player, what did you think of his performance, especially apart from Akshar and Ashwin?
Yeah, he hasn't got much opportunity in this series at all. I'm not sure how many he bowled. Just let me see. He bowled um, only 7 overs.
Hmm.
So most of the work was being done by our premier spinners.
Hmm.
Um, Akshar bowled 26 overs and Ashwin bowled nearly 20 overs. And so he didn't get too many opportunities. And and Kohli turned to him when there was a partnership going on,
Hmm.
and Stokes got his half century, and he Stokes batted well. We must give him credit for that. He's a naturally an attacking
Hmm.
batsman, but he played both in the defensive mode, and he got the runs when
Hmm.
he got the opportunity. So that was a good only half century of the innings, and you asked for Sundar. He got the opportunity to bowl, and he got the wicket, the very important wicket of Stokes.
Do you feel he could have been exploited a little more?
Um, Sundar,
Washington Sundar, he have been exploited a
could
little more?
yeah, well, we can discuss this, we can agree or disagree on this, but the fact is that India got them out for a low score,
Hmm.
and and Siraj was bowling well as well,
Hmm.
uh, and we have two premier spinners. So Sundar, though he's a all rounder, his his bowling abilities probably need to develop a bit more before the captain actually places his complete trust in him.
Okay, sir. Uh, what were the highlights of the match for you?
For today, definitely, uh, uh, personally, I think those two wickets by Siraj, I think Siraj has been very, very impressive. He has the ability to swing the ball, and he also has the ability to make the ball move off the pitch, seam off the pitch, which is how he got his two LBW
Hmm.
decisions against two very important batsmen. So I think I was expecting, especially because of the hype over the pitch, I was expecting the spinners to do well,
Hmm.
but those two deliveries by Siraj, I think they were the highlight for me.
Hmm.
Very impressive bowler, and I think somebody who we need to invest on for the future.
So we all know that cricket is a very unpredictable game. You can't predict what is going to happen in the next over, let alone happen, in the next bowl itself. But if I have to ask you, what do you think, are the expectations or what is expected of the team tomorrow, both India and England?
Yeah, you know what? From what we saw of the Indian innings, they were largely untroubled by the bowling.
Hmm.
Shubman Gill, of course, got out to Anderson. Anderson is a very skillful bowler, though he's
Hmm.
getting on in his career. He's getting older, but he's a very skillful bowler. And after his dismissal, we saw that um, Pujara and what's the other? Pujara and Rohit. I forgot Rohit.
Hmm.
Rohit, they were largely untroubled. And of course, the expectations are that the Indians would go on and score and put up a huge score.
Hmm.
And But realistically, that's not going to happen. I think they have two good spinners, Leach and Bess. They are decent spinners,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then they
Yes.
also have Joe Root. So with the pitch also helping the spinners, I think that realistically we are going to see a good contest tomorrow, and I wouldn't be surprised if English spinners also do very well tomorrow. Um, from the Indian point of view, of course, they would want to bat on and on and on and get
Hmm.
400, 500, 600 runs so that they don't have to bat again in the second
Hmm.
innings. Um, England have chosen to go with two premier spinners in this match, and with Root also bowling.
Hmm.
I think it's going to be a good contest tomorrow, and I think the Indian batsmen will really have to bat well to score runs on this pitch. We have seen that over the years. Um, Indian batsmen at one time were amazing against spinners when you had people like Sehwag, Lakshman, Tendulkar,
Hmm.
Dravid, Ganguly. They all were in the same team, and they
Hmm.
were fantastic. Each of them was a fantastic uh, batsman against spin bowling. But over the years, I think our India's abilities against spin bowling have declined, and I think tomorrow we'll have another good test of India's abilities against spin bowling.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. This is all we have for
Thank you.
today. We'll keep you updated, Tribune viewers, all throughout the test matches. Thank you for watching.